Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope will have a surprising change of heart while Katie threatens to rat Daphne out. At Brooke Place, Hope will have a discussion with her mama about Ridge and what the future holds. It wasn't too long ago that Hope was principally mocking Brooke for chasing after Ridge and another reunion attempt. Ridge has been trashing Hope recently, so it's easy to see why she's been so quick to trash him right back for running to Taylor. Still, Hope will decide to state her support for Brooke and Ridge getting back together since that's what her mama wants. Hope will eventually hope that Brooke finds the happiness she's pining, indeed if it's with Ridge. Brooke will be touched over Hope's amenability to look beyond her Ridge issues and back her up on this, so they'll share a sweet mama-son moment. As for Ridge, he'll have a lot to pound over now that Eric has been pushing him to follow his heart back to Brooke. Part of Ridge may be tempted to do just that, but another part of him will keep going back to his desire to cover Taylor from further pain. Brooke will ultimately meet up with Ridge at the office and make another vaticination about their new chapter as a reunited couple. It's just a matter of whether Ridge will surrender to what Brooke feels they both want. Some disappointment is in Brooke's future. In the meantime, Katie will continue her tense discussion with Daphne now that she's set about the plot to break up Hope and Carter. Daphne is eager to keep the news about her scheme with Steffi under wraps, but Katie may hang to blow the lid off all this and let Carter see the real Daphne. Katie may give Carter updates on Daphne coming to Los Angeles to play dirty for Steffi, so stay tuned. The Hope and Carter bifurcation plot was exposed as Katie eavesdropped too important. At Brooke House on Tuesday's B&B occasion, she continued reposing in the afterglow of her looker moment. Katie was there to help celebrate along with Eric, who was eager to get to the office and talk to Ridge. Despite Eric's admiration for Taylor, he was adamant that Brooke was the woman Ridge would end up with. After Eric took off, Katie gave Brooke some reassuring prognostications about Taylor's hold on Ridge slipping down. Katie felt confident that Ridge was moving past what he viewed as Brooke's treason and on the cliff of a reunion with her. At the Forrester manse, Taylor sounded pouty and uneasy over all the Brooke buzz in the press. There was a lot of focus on nostalgia, and some journalists were indeed calling Brooke and Ridge the first couple of fashion. Ridge played down everything as stylish as he could and let Taylor know none of this changed how he felt about her or their love. Steffi could tell her mama was upset about Brooke winning Ridge back, so she tried to shut down those enterprises after Ridge left. In the exchange, Daphne made another pitch for Carter to forget about Hope and concentrate on their own future, but he pulled down from her attempt to kiss him again. Zend watched the two of them for a moment and brazened Daphne in private over whether she had licit passions for Carter. Since Daphne did, Zend principally conceded how messy all this was since Daphne came to city as part of a plot with Steffi. Katie appeared around the corner and over here as Zend talked about Daphne colluding with Steffi to break up Hope and Carter. Zend stressed the significance of keeping all this quiet, especially since further than just Carter and Daphne would be affected. Once Zend was gone, Katie possessed Daphne to ask what her secret was. After Katie acted like she was talking about Daphne's sense, she suggested it must be delightful making potions and manipulating people like Carter. In the CEO office, Ridge brazened Eric over the looker trick he pulled. Eric defended his conduct and tried to play up how Brooke was Ridge's path forward. Ridge didn't want to fail Taylor again, especially when she'd no way let him down like Brooke had. Although Ridge reminded Eric of Brooke's CEO treason during the preemption, Eric pushed him to get over that. Despite how fluently Ridge turned his reverse on Brooke, Eric said she was ready to forgive him. Eric didn't want Ridge to condemn Brooke presently and eventually reiterated that she was Ridge's future. Eric will hope Ridge makes some updates to his point of view. Eric giving Ridge advice that he doesn't want to hear. After the success of the Forrester fashion show and Brooke's showstopper appearance in that marriage dress, Ridge can't get his Logan off his mind. Eric sees this and has a talk with his son. He arranged for Brooke to model the gown because he wanted Ridge to be reminded of Portofino. He wants Ridge to take Brooke back and forget this gibberish with Taylor. Ridge doesn't want to hear what Eric has to say. He tells him he's with Taylor now, and that's that. He committed to her and isn't about to break her heart again. Eric knows that Ridge's heart is ent in this and begs Ridge to review. He can't stay with someone out of obligation when the person he's supposed to be with is right there. Will Ridge see the light, or at least Eric's interpretation of the light? Brooke did stir up commodity in him when they were on the runway together. Brooke explains to Hope that Ridge is her fortune and they've to be together. Her entire life's work has been devoted to being with Ridge and she can't give up now. Hope indeed agrees to support her mama, but reluctantly so. She still has a bone to pick with Ridge over how she was treated at Forrester Creations, but she also knows that the heart wants what it wants. Carter Hart still wants Hope, so he shows up at Brooke's place and formally again begs Hope to see effects his way and give them an alternate chance. Is Hope willing to put the history behind them and move forward with Carter? Brooke sure expedients so. At one time, she allowed that Liam was Hope's fortune, but now she's sure that it's Carter. Will Hope agree? Daphne sure doesn't. Katie frees Brooke. Ridge gets a surprise on the runway. Taylor shows up just in time to see Ridge on the runway with matrimonial Brooke. The occasion begins with colorful models strutting down the runway. At least they're wearing factual dresses rather than what some contrivers try to pass off as fashion. Steffi, Ivy, and Carter are looking at the observers. Steffi and Ivy rush off, leaving Carter alone. Ridge approaches and watches the observers with Carter. Donna and Eric talk about the secret. Katie assures them that Ridge has no idea. Eric says that Ridge needs to flash back who he's with Brooke. Donna says that Brooke is ready and nothing is going to stop her from getting on that stage. Brooke is banging on the door as Taylor just stands there. Taylor says, "Well, it's got to open ever." "Well, gee Taylor, why don't you take a crack at it, also?" Brooke asks for Taylor's phone, but she didn't bring it. Brooke says her rival has no place at Forrester Creations. As the models line up to enter the stage, Daphne sprays them with incense. Daphne is blazoned as the perfumer that everyone smells. A model fake sniffs the air as she struts down. Backstage, Daphne comments that this is more instigative than she imagined. Steffi brings up the looker to Daphne and Zend. Donna gives a knowing smile. Taylor and Brooke are still fighting. Brooke ultimately goes back to bickering before saying, "Before it's too late." Taylor bites her lip. Eric and Zend are gushing at the observers. Zend respects Eric's designs. The primogenitor brings up the deadly secret that was kept all those months agone. Zend did it for the family, indeed though it was hard. Zend exits before making a joke about Eric partying hard. When Zend leaves, Will and Electra approach Eric. He's looking for Brooke. Have they seen her? They vent but offer to help him look. Meanwhile, Steffi rushes to Ridge asking about her mama. Ridge assumes she's watching the show. Brooke is still banging on the door. Taylor leans back casually and smiles. Taylor says everyone is busy. They come formally. Ridge realizes she's missing, also they will find Brooke too. They continue fighting. Taylor claims she didn't do it on purpose. Taylor adds that Brooke betrayed Ridge when she took the CEO job. Brooke notices the examiner in the room and realizes she's supposed to be over next. Walking down a hallway, Katie, Will, and Electra hear Brooke's cries for help. Brooke tells Katie through the door that Taylor locked her in there. Taylor looks slightly panicked. Charlie shows up and fumbles looking for the keys. Katie opens the door, pulls Brooke out, and they rush off. Taylor is left standing in the room. Ridge and Eric are fighting about the looker. They suppose Brooke is still missing. Katie still movements Eric over while Ridge takes the stage. In a room, Donna, Katie, and Eric help Brooke get ready. She's wearing a marriage dress and Eric pushes her out the door to get on stage. As Ridge is cutting the event suddenly, Brooke shows up wearing that marriage dress. The followership oohs and ejaculations. Saxophone music plays as Eric narrates the story of Ground. Ridge starts beaming. The followership blasts as Brooke sluggishly walks down the runway. When Brooke movements to Ridge, he runs up and grabs her hand. Also, the two arc to the followership. Taylor appears and looks distrait watching Ground on the runway. Steffi shows up behind Taylor with an inversely distrait look on her face.